Hey, sisters, welcome to Finding Faith with Flame. I'm so grateful to meet with you yet another week. It has been an awesome day for me, and I'm hoping the same for you. It is also Mother's Day weekend. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. It is my opinion that we're all mothers in some type of way. Whether we have a child, a pet, a plant, whatever it may be, we are nurturers and we are nurturing something. We are bringing life to a situation, a circumstance, even if we're birthing and nurturing a career. We're all mothering in some type of way. So I just wanted to personally say happy Mother's Day to you, all of my TLO sisters and your family beyond the group. I just wanted to touch on some things today, but before we get to that, how is your faith? Have you measured your faith lately? For me, as always, I'm in the battle daily. You know, we're all faced with so many things on a day-to-day basis, whether it's personal or if it's in the media, if it's in the workplace. We're often exposed to a lot of things. So I wanted to kind of touch bases briefly on some recent events, and it's all going to be circled into my topic of words and belief. Knowing the power of your word, how you implement it into your life, and how we can use it positively. During the recent events, I was touched in such a way by Miss Miller, a promising college student that attended Southern University in Baton Rouge. The reason this was so personal to me and in respect for her family, or if there's anyone in the group that could have any relation to her, I will talk briefly out of respect for you. I don't want to continue to speak on that matter. I do understand that it is very sensitive to the family, so my condolences go out to everyone. But I wanted to use that incident and bring something positive out of it. Miss Miller, a lot of people don't know, went to went to A.W. Brown Academy. She went to a school here in Dallas. So it's a lot of people that personally knew her. A lot of teachers that personally knew her students and things of that nature. So it really hit hard with the Dallas community. So again, my condolences are to her family and friends and all of those that loved her near and dear. I wanted to speak on words, the power of those words and belief. After reading her letter, it touched me so because it spoke on her thoughts and how she expressed them and how she struggled with many things and how she struggled for a long time. And I immediately thought about my children and how I'm dealing with certain situations of depression and anxiety, and how we can truly place power into our actions by what we believe and by the words that come out of our mouth. She spoke on darkness in her life so much to where she actually believed it. She believed it to the extent that it gave so much power to those words. How it literally overcame her day to day. Can you imagine how a life can be if we had that type of belief biblically or with our faith? To where we can confidently speak on the word of God. We can believe with our whole heart that God is going to see us through, that every experience that we have in our life is not in vain, that every circumstance that we endure, we know that God will never leave nor forsake us. If we could truly believe it to that extent, to where we can actually speak it into existence, can you imagine how our faith would be, how our mindset and our outlook on life would be, just how our overall experience would be, period? I mean, can you just imagine the power that's behind that? Now, it is so unfortunate that that darkness took over. But I have to believe in my heart and per the Bible that God knows all and see all. And per the Bible, God knows things that are going to occur before we do. Our book is already written. Our life events, our expire date, everything is supposed to already be known. So we have to find peace in that maybe, although evil does exist, maybe was just that baby's time. Again, these are my personal opinions. I don't want to put anything off on anyone else, nor is it a reflection of the love of a woman. These are just me speaking from my perspective in finding faith with flame. My faith journey is you know, I have to be purposed. There has to be something greater for me, because I truly feel like I endure things daily. And I think the fact that I have empathy for others, I can feel things. I can feel them to the extent. And that's why Miss Miller's letter, it just touched me in the most personal way. And I think it probably would touch any parent. I mean, I have children now. My last two are going through it, and they're taking me through it with them, and trying to be the most supportive parent, trying to get myself together, because, you know, we've all endured things. And as parents, even though we are mothers, we're still people. We have roles, but we're still people. We still have struggles. We still have mental health issues that we have to be aware of as well, to keep ourselves solid and in a good state, to where we can be a better mother or a better partner or a worker and so forth. But first, it starts with us taking care of ourselves. So when you're trying to take care of self and you're dealing with children that can express themselves or could possibly be dealing with depression, I think now since COVID, a lot of our children lack social skills because they were shut down for so long. And in that situation, a lot of kids have developed depression, and they're suffering from anxiety and all types of things. And we have to really pay attention to the signs and stay heavily in prayer. I mean, we got to really understand how important prayer is in this situation. We have to pray like we've never prayed before. We have to believe those words, believe our prayer, and have faith, just like someone could speak life and have faith in another situation. Because this fight is a spiritual one. Our babies are really suffering, and we have to do all that we possibly can, all that we humanly possibly can, in order to coincide with our spiritual battle and have faith with God. But our belief in the words that we choose to use, how we choose to use them, makes the difference. That baby spoke so much life into her pain that it came to pass. God knows, I wish I could have been that voice of reason. God knows, I wish I could have prayed harder, or I wish that I knew. But then again, like I said, God knows all and sees all. So we have to make peace with that. But we have to also use it as an example positively. If any one of our sisters are suffering with anything, use your resources. If you have children that are suffering, seek help. Pay attention to the signs. Sometimes not speaking is a sign. I have a 16-year-old daughter right now that cannot tell me how she's struggling emotionally. But she's struggling to the point where she has anxiety attacks. I can't ignore that. It's very hard. It's difficult because I don't even know how to fix a problem that I don't even know what's bothering you. I can assume, but I don't know. So we definitely have to look into our resources that we have: counseling, spiritual advising, support, TLO, anything that can help and assist you, even if you just need an outlet, if you need assistance, if you need prayer, use your tools, because you're going to need them yourself to help someone else in their battle. Use your tools. Grab your sunflowers. Be in compliance with what's necessary, because we are losing people. And not only just in death, we're losing people mentally. We're losing people spiritually. We have to fight with the whole armor of God. We have to believe like we've never believed before. We have to pray. And know our power. Know the power of our words. If this baby could speak life into her darkness, just imagine what we can do by speaking life into the light, by speaking life into the word of God, by speaking life into our faith, by speaking life into our beliefs. Do we even know the power that we have? Do we even know the change that we can be? But that's a two-way street. You have your resources readily available for you. You have an outlet. You have spiritual advising. You have upliftment. But you also got to be the one to receive it, the one to absorb it, the one to comprehend it, and the one to apply it. When both meet together, we're meshed. We're on one accord. We're on the right track. We can make change, and we can definitely make a difference. We got to understand the power of our words and our thoughts, because either we're going to speak life or we're going to speak death on a situation. And where I'm at in life, I want to speak life. I want to save my family. I want to save my sisters, whether it be spiritually, mentally, emotionally, however we can. We want to be the source that can get you to the next level. We want to be the source that's going to remind you who God is, that's going to show you that God can get you through anything. You don't have to resort to that dark place. You don't have to resort to pain. You don't have to sit in it. We all go through things. We're all going to continue to go through things. The greater the harvest, the bigger the struggle. If you want more, you're going to keep going through things. That's life. But the key word is go through. Get through. See, it's okay for us to sit in it. We may get hit and fall back, but we got to rise back up. Don't sit down too long. Get back up. Don't sit in your mess too long. Get back up. Keep getting back up. As long as you got breath in your body, as long as you got a sane mind, as long as you got ability and you got strength, you can keep getting back up. You can keep starting over. However many times it takes. It's never too late to rewrite your story. You do not have to be in a dark place to where you feel like there is not any other options. You don't have to. Don't even allow yourself to do that. See, the enemy can't affect your heart, but he can affect your mind. So you got to stay heavily in faith. You got to take control of your thoughts. You got to stay heavily in prayer and believe. And don't ever let the enemy think that he can take over your mind to an extent to where you're stuck in that dark place. You have resources. You have help. You have Tilo. You have community. You have the word of God. You have prayer. You have sisterhood. You have church. You have whatever you desire. Just seek it and speak it into existence. Our battles are not ours, it's the Lord's. And when we understand that, we'll fight it differently. God doesn't want us to struggle. We struggle because we try to handle things. We stress because we try to handle things. We overwhelm ourselves because we try to control a situation that's beyond us. This is God. He's sailing our ship. Our life does not have to be as stressful or as difficult as it is if we place that energy, place those words, place that belief in the word of God. It's that simple. I know it's easier said than done, sis. I know, trust me. There have been many times I have wanted to give up. That's why I say it's never too late to start. You can start over every day. The key word is starting. There's no blueprint to life. There's no certain way you're supposed to do things. Just lean on God and allow him to be instrumental in your life. No one deserves to suffer. No one has to sit in their dark space. There are resources available. There are outlets available. There is a support system. Tilo is available in any way that we can possibly be. And we will continue to be. You are not alone. I hope you know this. Again, my condolences to Miss Miller, family and friends and all that loved her near and dear. I said I wasn't going to keep you all long. I just wanted to speak on belief, prayer, and the power of our words and how we can use it positively. I'm so thankful that you all have taken the time to meet with me yet another week. If you know of any sister that you feel that can benefit from Tilo, if she just needs prayer, if she needs inspiration, if she needs talk, if she needs to just speak to someone or just listen to someone that she can possibly relate to, please relay her to this group. Just invite her. It's up to her if she wants to accept or not. I'm sure if she does, it's definitely for her and she will receive what she needs to receive. If you're looking at some of the lives at home and you feel that your family members, husband, mate, children, whomever can benefit from the lives, sit and listen with them. Have a conversation about it. You can catch a lot of our lives from the past via YouTube, or you can even look at them in the TLO group. They're pinned. You can go back and listen and just receive something. I do it from time to time. I go back and I listen to a lot of the lives my other sisters have left. And I promise you, every time I listen, I always receive something. It never fails. From the inspirational music that Rosin leaves, to Transparency Tuesday, to Mika's inspirational lives, as well as Shannon's lives on Mondays, I'm always receiving something or learning something from these ladies. So I promise you, you're going to always be able to benefit from the love of the woman in some type of way. Remember, when you fix self, when you heal self, when you refill self, anything that's connected to you, it's going to grow. It's going to flourish. It's going to be okay. And anything that is not supposed to be connected to you will fall, will disconnect, will be removed. That's life. Once you're whole and you're healed, what's not supposed to be will not be. So I can assure you, and I can guarantee you, that once you get self in order, everything around you is going to fall into place and be in order. Just know that TLO is here for you. Sisters, you are not alone. And our children are not alone either. I'm not a licensed professional counselor, but I do have several resources that have been given to me for my own children. So if you are in need of anything, I'll gladly share those resources with you as well. Also know that if you do take your children to their primary care physician, be honest with whatever you have experienced with them at home. They can also refer you to a therapist or a psychiatrist or a psychologist, whomever, that can assist you in your children. I encourage it. I encourage to not ignore the signs. I don't care if you have a child that stays in their room all the time with their door closed. See what's going on. You never know what battles children are facing. I'm on the verge of removing my son's door because I'm not finna play with him. We're going to be open, we're going to be active, and we're going to be informative of what's going on, because I do not want to have that experience, nor do I want anyone around me to have that experience. So we're going to be proactive, and we're going to be walking heavily in our faith, and we're going to be praying like we've never prayed before, because we gotta get through this. We're going to get through this. I believe this with my entire heart. And like I said, I thank you. I am so appreciative of the love of a woman. It has been very instrumental to me. My sisters are so great. I am not the most, believe it or not, I am not the most communicative. I'm an introvert and an extrovert. I'm kind of like in between. You know, when I'm sociable, I'm sociable. When I'm to myself, I'm to myself. It's nothing personal behind it. It's just that's just me and how I do my day to day. But I am always available if needed. I'm always there if you call me, and just know that you are not alone. Sisters, I want to thank you again for taking the time to meet with me, meet with Flame, Finding Faith with Flame on Fridays here in TLO. I thank you. I appreciate your presence. I'm thankful for you. You matter. You matter. You are needed. You are wanted. You exist. You are God's child. You have favor over your life. There's nothing too greater than God. Please remember that. Nothing greater than God. Depression isn't greater than God. Discord isn't greater than God. Financial difficulties isn't greater than God. Health issues isn't greater than God. There is nothing that God cannot fix. There's nothing that he can't fix. As long as it's in the will of God, there's nothing that he cannot fix. Believe it, receive it. Thank you, ladies. Till next Friday, y'all have a great weekend. And again, happy Mother's Day.